little shimmy into the brew news. The brew news. Shimmy to the brew news. Brew news.
We're on to the brew news.
Brew news.
You bring us down a whole octave.
A whole octave. This segment's dedicated to bringing you the latest in craft beer news. Sometimes we focus on local highlights to the Colorado-Denver area, but honestly, sometimes we don't. And this week is going to be one of those. We have zero news about Colorado. Not that nothing happened, but we chose to focus on some other ones we thought were fun. So that's what we did.
We're going for some different buzzworthy
A
articles.
little different fun going on here.
That's right.
Did you hear about Emma Navarro?
Yes.
You did? Is it because you wrote this?
No, because you sent me the article. Yeah. And that's how I found out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
All right, so Emma Navarro just celebrated her second round victory at the Australian Open. But what she did was pretty awesome. She ran up to a fan, grabbed their beer, gave it a signature, but didn't just hand it back. Instead, she downed that beer like a champ. And it was awesome.
Because she is a champion.
Because she is a champion. And it was great, right? Like, it was like, sometimes I feel like you see athletes or celebrities and they seem so unapproachable. This made her, like, instantly approachable, instantly fun. I feel like you have the stereotype of Aussies loving to drink. I don't think she is from Australia.
She is.
Oh, she is.
Oh no, she's
no,
an
I don't think so. Yeah.
Aussie, honorary.
So yeah, like what a great fun way to interact with the fans. It was a great video. She's a pretty good chug. Not gonna lie, she doesn't do a bad job. And what a great beer to.
And then
souvenir.
she signed the bottle.
Yeah. So she signed. I think she signed it, then take a drink.
Oh, see, I missed that part. I was waiting for the punchline. I'm sorry, and I just missed it.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
She signed
turn
it.
up your microphones.
My headphones.
Oh, your headphones. Yeah. That was a bad burn. Didn't even say it right. Anyways, a lot of fun. If you've been following any of the tennis news, but we got some beer news in there out of it.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch.
It's a very relatable moment in the world of sports, right?
What's the, who was the football guy that pulled the Sharpie out? And...
Terrell Owens.
There you go. I was like, I know it's an O. What was his nickname?
T.O.
T.O.? Ocho or something?
No, that's Chad. Chad Ochocinco. Not him.
Not him. The other one?
Terrell Owens.
Terrell Owens?
Yeah.
She's like the Terrell Owens of women's tennis.
Except way cooler.
Yeah, way cooler. I'm assuming...
No offense, T.O.
I'm assuming probably pretty much cooler.
You could probably slam a beer, though, too.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I wonder how much the NFL fine would be for that. Slamming someone's beer.
I don't know.
We've been to concerts where they've drank our beers.
Yeah.
Or we've gotten beers for them.
Yeah. It was at the end of her match, though, right? Like, right after she won, she, like, ran over and slammed it? Or was it in the middle of a match?
No, it was after she won. That was her celebration.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But also, like, it's not as much of a team sport, so I kind of think I feel like, could you just do it anyways? You're really, really hurting yourself.
I'm sure sponsorships would probably have something to say about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Depending on what image you're trying to paint.
Unless we were your sponsor.
We probably can't afford you. But we're working up to it.
Affiliate link. Just kidding.
Yeah, right. Click on the link.
All right, next story. Thanks for downing a beer with us. It was a good time.
That was. Thanks, Emma. All right, this next one not as humorous or has that comedic effect, but it definitely pulls at the heartstrings a little bit. And I always appreciate a good story like that.
What does your heartstrings sound like? Got her.
I was going to make a joke about not having a heart because I'm more of a tin man.
See, there you go.
The fact that you made it squeak like I was a rusty tin man, that's why you're my best friend.
You're welcome. That made me tear up a little bit.
Okay. And, all right, let's try this story again. Rupee Beer, out of Maine, is expected to continue their exponential growth in 2024.
Yeah.
They're in Maine. Never heard of them, maybe. Why do we care? Well, because, again, it's a good story. And it's put on by Brotherly Love, two brothers, Van and Summit Sharma.
Yep.
They've seen a lot of growth since 2021.
Yeah, which is wild because I feel like that was like part of the years that killed a lot of breweries.
Well, they were a COVID thing,
Yep.
right? They decided, why the heck not? And really just went for it.
Stop bonking your cord.
It's actually this cord.
I know, but you're bonking that cord on that cord.
Well, I got my cords. I crossed the streams.
Crossed the stream.
So anyway, why do we really care?
Why do we care?
So they are expanding from local sales to being available in 14 states.
Yeah, huge growth.
That's not huge.
Yeah.
And it's shipped to 45. So Rupee Beer is now planning, which is wild, an international expansion into the European Union and the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So as we kind of said, they were born from a pandemic-inspired idea that to create a lager pairing well with spiced Indian cuisine. Man, delicious, right? Yeah. Brilliant. Well, and if you've ever been to the Denver area, Yak and Yeti does a really good job.
Yeah. And there's like 3 of them.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
There's a market for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Spice Trade in Aurora kind of set foot out on that. They have like a similar story, right? They're pairing with like Indian foods.
Okay.
Anywho.
Makes sense.
So Rupee Beer, so they've successfully introduced these unique or specially crafted flavors, including basmati rice based lager.
Which is awesome. I mean, I also love basmati rice.
Oh, I mean.
One of my favorites.
If you don't like basmati.
Buzz out of here.
Thank you. I couldn't think of one, so I'm glad you jumped in. I was like, I'm going to go for it. Alley-oop. There it was. You didn't throw a brick on that one.
Buzz off.
Buzz off.
Buzz out of here.
Yeah. Too failed dad for me.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, a basmati rice-based lager, and then also a mango wheat ale, which isn't too extraordinarily mind-blowing. There's a few mango wheat ales out there, but depending what other spices they're throwing in there, it's probably pretty fascinating when it comes to pairing it with Indian-specific cuisine.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing I thought about was it's like, one, next time order Indian food, I want to pair it with a mango wheat.
Yeah.
Right? I think the fruity with all the different herbal spices are just really going to pop super nicely. That like a raspberry just wouldn't really make sense for it, but that bright flavor of the mango, I could totally see. I would assume that this wheat is probably pretty heavily on the mango forward to really pop those extra flavors. If they brewed it intentionally to pair with the food, like Indian food's a very big pairing. A big food, big flavors.
Big flavors. And I think if you have too much of a malt-based beer, maybe that would take away from like the curry and the spice.
I would think so. It's
it also might be a nice cool your mouth off.
We'll just need to do a whole... Maybe we should order an Indian food and I just have like different beer selections.
Well, yeah.
That'd be fun.
And then we'll record it and throw it up on the show.
That'd be fun.
I'm all about that.
Yeah,
last but not least, it's also a blend of Eastern and Western brewing traditions.
The other piece in here was they're getting on the IPA train. They're getting ready to brew their first IPA.
All right.
Yeah, which is...
I don't know why I cut that out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's going to be like their next... They've had a bunch of people request it. It's not really the style that either
Probably
of them...
the Eastern and Western brewing traditions.
Yeah. Like they said they're not really that into the style itself, and like it doesn't necessarily pair as well as the others, so their goal is to kind of make this really unique IPA that is going to pair well and follow some of their traditional roots.
I love that.
It's going to be I think it'll be cool. I'm like super excited for them and excited that they're crushing it. And I mean, another example that, like, though times were tough, you can still excel. You got to find that unique niche, and that is always the hard part. But
absolutely,
it can still be done.
Yeah.
And they obviously had a whole focus on growing, right? Yeah. Like that's a very different model than just like staying as a tap room and like brewing 100%. Your 10 beers and whatever. Like it's just a different model.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good point.
So yeah,
very good point.
A lot of Indian inspired beers out there. These guys are crushing it. Good for them.
Very cool. All right, that's going to do it for our brew news today. We really hope that you enjoyed that segment. And remember, please drop any links or articles in the comments so we can discuss those. Maybe there's some of your favorite articles in the brewing industry or just something you want to talk about in general.
Yeah.
Happy to get back to you on that.
Yeah, fair.